Welcome everyone to a new episode of Let Me Finish. This is your boy Dom.
This is Greg.
And this is Antonio.
We're back for another week.
We are back.
Another
back,
week.
and we're recording on a Saturday too, which is nice to have like sunshine outside.
Yeah, for sure. It's beautiful outside. The birds are chirping. The bees are flying around. You know, people are outside.
The mosquitoes are out.
Yep, mosquitoes are out. It's sunglasses weather, which is my type of weather because I like to be warm. I like to wear my shades. So.
We were just talking about shades. What kind do you have, Dom?
I have Ray-Bans.
Okay.
I
I would lose those quick.
Yeah, I have generic shades from Skivvies for $15, but I like them. I get compliments, and if I lose them, they're $15. So.
Okay, now that's a sponsorship we can maybe get.
Oh yeah, we could.
Like that's like right around. Dom was saying something about Sonic, and I'm like, okay, we need to aim a little bit lower, but like. Skivvies, they have sunglasses too. Get your ball gag and your sunglasses.
I don't know why my mind instantly went to like us on an advertisement in underwear.
You know what? Because I was thinking the same thing. Because Skivvies kind of most of their items are usually skimpy.
Yeah,
Trunks.
underwear.
Yeah,
jock
for
straps.
people that don't know, Skivvies is a store in Oaklawn, which is also known as the Gayborhood in Dallas area. Skivvies, explain Skivvies. What would Skivvies be?
It's like a clothing store.
It's a
but
sex shop.
It's not technically, but kinda.
It's a lot more than that.
It's like it merges the best of both worlds, kinda. They have T-shirts, but they also have jock straps right beside it, and they have dildos.
But they also have like funny
Birthday cards.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
and also lube. So it's like one big gay store.
Yeah, it's kind of like everything in the community except for food, but I
wouldn't want to eat there.
Yeah, no, I'm sure things occur. Actually, it's funny, segue. I was there. We all have our alternative Twitter that we talked about before. And I noticed that there was someone that always would post at Skivvies. And then I finally realized, it's somebody that works there because he had like his leg brace on. I'm like, that's that weird guy from Twitter. And he was talking about having followers come in and from Twitter to Skivvies. But
What is he tweeting about from Skivvies? Like sale?
like he'll be trying on certain merchandise.
It's advertisement.
I'm pretty sure that's against
I didn't realize
the
he
rules.
worked there based off the Twitter. The Twitter was just the random guy that was always in Skivvies and
Yeah.
he trying out outfits. And then I saw him and I'm like, he works here. And then he was complaining about his followers because he's
That makes
always
sense.
in there. So it's like,
Okay, so he's like showing on a Speedo wearing a leg brace?
yeah. It's like a weird leg brace thing he has on, which is kind of unappealing. But let me not say anything bad because that could be our sponsor. So sorry, Skivvies.
Yeah.
But aside
Keep
from
doing
that,
you.
Yeah, Skivvies is a cool store. I enjoy it. The guys are always really nice there. And it's just kind of cool to hop in there and see what they have because they have some fun stuff.
So what's been going on this week, guys? How's it been going? Anything new?
For me, nothing's changed. I'm still busy at work. I'm a little bit less stressed because at some point in life in general, you kind of figure whatever situation you're in is that situation. So you just kind of deal with it. And so I'm adapting to the level of stress and just it down. So to me, it's just honestly been work. I haven't done anything else. I paid off 2 credit cards. So
Look at you.
There you go.
You know,
Blessings.
Yes.
I got new tires on the car.
Okay, so this is the fruit of your hard work.
Yes.
See?
Yeah,
It's
I
paying off.
got a new windshield on my car.
Damn, when do you have time to work with all this
My
self-improvement
goodness.
you're doing on yourself and your car and your credit?
Money is nice.
Yeah, I got a new battery for my car.
Okay, man, living large.
So yeah,
Just bragging.
No, it's improvement. I'm trying to end 2023 with like no debt and just
That's good.
Please,
That's healthy. That's really.
It's
healthy.
very healthy, and just like a follow-up from our stressed as fuck podcast last week.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've kind of leveled off in a way that's like, this is only making me stronger. Like, this is the struggle, and this is like what makes boys for men. Boys to men.
for
Yeah.
sure.
So I feel like I've been kind of a little bit more zen about it, but
Yeah.
not because I've like accomplished anything big. What about you, Damon?
I mean, pretty much the same. Just a lot of working. It's been a very busy week. It's hot outside. More people are taking off, so that means I have to step in and help out my teammates with some of their work. So this past week was a pretty big week, like work-wise for me. Just had a lot going on. Something interesting. Shout out to all the listeners out there. Like, we've had a lot of people who have been listening to our podcast and asking us about it and are interested in being on it and what we're doing. So it's a very exciting time. I had an awkward situation this week.
Okay.
My sister is listening to the podcast, so shout out to my sister,
Hey, Dom, sister.
Hey, down sister. What's your name?
Ashley. She texted me out the blue and she asked me what a sex Twitter was.
Oh, okay. So that's very fitting since we were just talking about that.
Oh,
I wasn't.
you weren't ready for that.
I wasn't. It's not that I wasn't ready for it. I just wasn't expecting her to ask me that question.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, man, like I have to explain to my sister what an alternative Twitter is. But I was able to do it. I mean, I'm over 30. I should be able to explain what porn is.
Your
on
hobby,
Twitter
what your
and
hobby
everything.
is.
No, don't do that.
Twitter's not a hobby. Well, some people's hobby.
But yeah, it's like in the back of your mind, it's like our voices are out there and our stories are out there, and it's like your family and friends are going to listen to it, and they're going to ask questions, you know.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest adjustment we have. You know, I don't know how big we're going to get or whatever, but I enjoy doing this. But I think as people that we know start to hear us, and that's kind of been one thing I've been a little bit reluctant on, telling like really good friends about it. Not that I talk about friends, but it's just, you know, I feel like we're pretty intimate on this podcast. We kind
We're a
of,
lot more honest than I even planned on being or expected on being. Like,
any of us, yeah. And that part, for some aspects, I'm not sure I was fully ready for that, but it's kind of, I think we just have to embrace that part and just, you know.
because none of us are out there like that on social, you know?
No.
Like,
Yeah, so I'm not worried about it. It's just, you know, someone asking you, hey, well, somebody said this, and I'm like, all right, you know, just
Yeah.
that type of stuff. So
but I mean, it's opening difficult dialogue.
That's
the
true.
porn
Yeah,
Twitter
we need that.
thing. Like, that's
Yeah.
something you needed to talk to.
Yeah, and it's something that, you know, people out there who are listening may not even know that world
So
exists.
we're putting them on.
We're putting
True.
people on for sure.
Change your show game.
so I probably shouldn't have talked about pup play that last time.
Yeah,
I mean,
it gave them something to look up.
Hey, somebody might be like, hey, I'm into that.
Yeah.
Who knows about it?
hey,
So
if you're into pup play, like, go to Skivvies, right?
they got stuff. Yeah, they got puppy masks. So hey.
Skivvies.com, use the promo code LMF303. Oh, by the way, you need to tell them about the.
Yes, let me do a correction from the last episode we put out. Our correct Twitter page is LMF Pod 03. That is what the Twitter is. LMF Pod 03.
But there's an @ sign ahead of it.
What?
Yes, that's how. Thank you for telling them how Twitter works, Greg, for sure.
And also shout out to our new logo that we got. That's pretty fire.
Yes.
So we got a
Oh,
fire-
yeah. You want to give him a shout out?
I have no idea the
Some
name of
random
the
dude.
person who
Shout out to
created it.
Fiverr.
We paid him $10.
And he did a very great job. So shout out to him. So let's kick things off, guys. This week's topic is about going out. Thoughts, opinions. We're going to get into it all. Let's start off by the obvious. Do you guys? What are your thoughts on going out? Do you like it? Do you like going out?
I
Yeah.
kind of feel like you guys should start because you guys just went out.
I know, and that's why the
12 hours
muted,
ago, but
the muted response to you saying the topic is going out was just silence because we're like, I know it too well.
I can start unless you.
Yeah, start as the resident like person who doesn't have alcohol in their system right now. As you're drinking a White Claw, never mind.
No. Oh yeah! Wow. Shout out to White Claw. White Claw. Yeah. So going out. I'm in an interesting place because I have not been out for a little while. Kind of since a job I started last year. I do enjoy going out. The capacity of which I go out has changed in the last 6 months. Because I've had so much to do, trying to be productive, doing so many things outside of like my job and whatnot. So going out, I enjoy it, but I enjoy it with friends, right? In the past, going out was like almost like hunting. It's like you're looking for something, you're looking for attention, you're looking for whatever. But I realized I began to dislike that. And when I say going out, I'm talking about more of the gay bars in particular right now.
Right.
You know, there's obviously other aspects of that, but I think for our lives, we're mostly talking about the gay bars.
Right.
Totally.
And because I've been so anti not hooking up and not necessarily trying to limit the people I'm around, I have reduced my going out a lot because of where I'm at in life currently. So I'm not against it. I can enjoy it in the right time and right setting. I think if I was like on a trip or vacation, I'd be all for it. Hey, let's go out. Let's do this. I'm not working. I'm not doing anything. But for right now, for me, going out has become a low priority just because I need to stay on track. And if I go out, it just kind of derails me from where I'm at. So I just kind of avoid it for right now.
That's some good self-awareness right there.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, and I feel like we've talked about it, Tone, where I kind of have the same self-awareness, but I do find myself like, I'm an all or nothing person, right? So I'm either going to stay in on the couch or I'm going to tie one on, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'll be out till like the last call, you know, like buying shots for people.
Was that
like,
last night?
I like, yeah, no, I bought some drinks for everybody. Memphis was the one that bought the Jello shots. But it was one of those nights where we were just kind of mixing alcohol. We had a good base down. We ate a Mexican food. But going out to me is pure silliness. And I think that, like, that's what you need as an adult sometimes, is just to let loose and talk shit to your friends.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is to me, just pure fun. Like Tone said, like, maybe my 20s going to gay bars, I'd be a little bit more like, I don't want to use the word cruisy, but cruisy. And then I kind of realized that, no, this is not even about that. I don't even kind of look around that much, but I'm more just focused on my friends and focused on getting my joke off.
I think for me, I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I really enjoy going out, especially in a group setting with all of my friends. Like you said, that's when it gets really fun. But I'm also somebody who is okay with being at home just because my home is my safe space. But I do appreciate having the ability to just hit up some of my friends and say, hey, you all want to go out? Especially because I don't get to go out as much on Fridays when most people go out. You know, after a long work week, people usually go out on Fridays, and I normally have volleyball going on. So I can't go out on Fridays. That means I have to go out either Saturday or Sunday. So
We should have like a special effect for when you say I have volleyball on the pod, where it's like, oh, like studio audience, like.
Because there have been so many Fridays where we were doing dinner or whatever, and Dom couldn't go because of volleyball.
yeah, it takes up a lot of my time. But I'm kind of in the middle when it comes to going out. So, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say this. Greg had mentioned a point about like going out for the sake of like hooking up or like meeting people or whatever and friends. And I think that's one thing I realized was a trigger for me is even though I may have the intention of going out just to be with the people I'm with, I think what's caused me issue is that we go to these places and there is so much of the hunting culture that it's in gay bars. And even that affects me. Even though it's not my intention to go out, that has caused me not to enjoy going out at times where someone's talking to you constantly, you're ignoring them, and you're telling someone I'm not interested. I know it sounds like I'm bitching.
I know, because I'm like, that's not my experience ever. Like, oh, I am that guy talking to people.
It's someone. I remember telling somebody this like a month ago. He was like, "Oh, well, too many people hit on me," and I'm like, well, "Yeah, it's kind of annoying." But I guess I don't know. For some reason, that's a trigger for me because I legit just want to go and hang out and then leave and be unbothered. Which I guess kind of goes to my somewhat anti-socialness.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I get that. Keep going.
Yeah, sorry, I'm long-winded.
But it's
No,
okay
yeah.
with telling somebody, hey, I'm just vibing, I'm just with my friends, having a good time. You know, it's okay to reject them, I guess you can say, if it becomes a problem.
I love getting
Right.
hit on. And then, like, I will flirt with them and I will humor it just enough to, like, give them their money's worth in the sense of, like, listen, I'm not going to be getting hit on forever. Like, I'm not, any spring chicken, and I'm just getting uglier by the day in the second. But
hey, in our community, sometimes in guys' age, there's always somebody. There's somebody for everybody.
No, it
There's
really
definitely
is.
somebody for everybody.
Especially in our community, a little more than the other places.
So what is you guys' party personalities? Like when you go out, what is the personality that normally you can fit to?
That's a really good question. I'm actually I'm pretty level, keen guy. I'm pretty fun. The only thing about me is I do have a social threshold, and once I hit it, it's downhill from there. Not
Yeah.
like I get an attitude or I curse somebody out. It's just once I hit that social threshold, which has gotten a little bit lower lately, I just check out and I stop talking, and then I'm just ready to go. So, but otherwise, I'm pretty chill. I don't get too like revved up. I don't think so. I've never gotten too angry or too sad
No.
or too anything. It's just,
I mean, we can say our perception of what their partner personality is, right?
Yeah, I think me and Antonio are pretty similar.
yeah.
I'm pretty chill when it comes to going out. I'm down to do whatever the group wants to do. I'm not ever one of the people that are making like the decisions on where to go or where to eat or something like that. I usually just go with the flow. That's probably the best way I
Go
can
with the flow.
describe my party personality. I just go with the flow, go with the night, leads us. When it's time to go home, I will go home. But in the moment, I'm pretty go with the flow.
I would say that y'all both are similar. Antonio's like kind of goofy, where he's just loving. He's like, "I love you, man."
Yeah, I get too nice. That's the problem. That's the problem. Okay.
You're giving off those vibes.
So let me steal the mic again a little bit. That's my issue going out. I get too friendly. There were so many times at the Hidden Door or whatever other random bar. Shout out to the Hidden Door. There were so many times where I don't remember having conversations with people and say, "Oh my God, you were so fun last night." And I'm like, "Who are you?" I'm not kidding. Like there's somebody in my DMs on Facebook Messenger, which whatever. Right now. And the funny thing is, this was like months ago before I stopped going out. I remember going out with some other friends, and I wake up to a message on like that Monday, "Hey man, it was really good to see you," blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, "Hey, it was really fun." In my mind, I'm like, I don't know who this is. And apparently I saw him the following Sunday, and he was like, "You walk out here like you didn't know me." I'm like, "I don't know you."
Wow.
So it's a weird thing to say, but I become
Brand
really,
new.
when I drink
Right.
and go out, I become really friendly, too friendly. And then it's like, "Oh, we should hang out." And I'm like, that was just that one time at that bar for that 2 hours. And after that, I'm kind of done. So that's kind of I totally forgot about that. I haven't been out so long, I forgot I do that.
You forgot your party personality.
Yeah, I totally just,
What's yours?
Yeah, sorry.
Well, I wanted to speak on yours.
All right.
So yours is like tones in the sense that like you're chill. I will say that you're like we get in like really deep conversationist. Like it brings out like the conversationist in you. I feel like.
I believe it. I think liquor does that. It makes people open up and talk more.
sure.
Yeah.
But the difference between me and Antonio is that I am not. Well, I am very friendly to everyone, and I'll speak and talk to almost anybody if you come up to me. But I think I always kind of look mean sometimes.
Say
Like,
mean.
well, people always say I always
You
look
don't
very
smile.
serious.
You look like,
I don't like.
like I would approach you, I'd be like, "Oh, he looks like you look annoyed. You look annoyed sometimes."
Yeah, and I promise you I'm not. I promise you I'm not. That's just how my face is sometimes. So if you see me, and even though I may look like I'm serious or whatever, just come up to me. I promise you I'm nice.
Just a small case of RBF.
You have light RBF.
For
Light
sure.
RBF.
Yeah, for sure. And I can admit it.
But also, if you see Dom, acknowledge him and his partner, because the one thing that's rude is like when you're in a relationship and then someone like knows you're with somebody and they only acknowledge you or the partner, but they like ignore the other person.
Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
is
that's
real.
so awkward.
Just out of respect, if you see us out and about, which well, you won't see me out and about, but if you see Greg or Dom out and about, just acknowledge, like, "Hey, what's up?"
I mean, yeah, please acknowledge my partner. My personality I think my personality, when I'm on, it's just like, I think I'm the life of the party. Like, I just like to like cut up, like I'm pretty like generous with the drinks, and I'm just kind of like, I try to be the vibe master. That's how I feel like I am in my head.
The vibe
Vibe
master.
master.
What is
I've never
that?
heard that.
What is that?
I mean, I'm just like, wherever the night goes, I'm vibing, and I'm like, I like to like go out and like I've said multiple times, talk shit. Like I like laughing and I like making people laugh.
So you want to set the tone.
I do want to set the tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to set the tone for the night. I would agree with that. Your energy is a very inviting energy.
It is.
You're really fun to be around as when we go out, for sure. I don't ever see Greg and be like, "Oh my gosh."
Thank God.
True.
Oh my gosh, why is he
Well,
here?
I don't feel like that
I gotta
with y'all.
I gotta deal with him tonight. It's never like that. It's
When is he
always like,
leaving?
"Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you" type of situation. So those are the type of friends you need when you go out, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, Greg's a good. What would you call it? A wingman, I guess.
Oh, I'm an excellent wingman.
I don't know, yeah, because me and Greg used to go out.
I will
like,
get you laid, America.
I don't think I ever got you laid, but but no, actually, you did kind of help me get laid one time.
Really?
Back in the day.
Really?
We went to the Hidden Door and this guy, it was kind of mid, but yeah, you helped me get laid one time. Yeah.
I mean, even if it was mid, like, it happened, folks.
It happened, and you were just like, go for it. You know, it was years ago.
I'm very supportive. I'm like, do you. Be your best version of yourself. Go hook up with that person.
Yeah. But no, Greg is fun to go out with.
Like,
you both are fun to go out with because we all get along. It's easy just to hang and chill and talk, and it's just... I've never went out with you two and been like, oh God, I can't stand them. Why are they still
Right.
talking?
Yeah.
Because we've all had that person that's like, all right, you can go now. And
Yeah, some interactions you're drained socially afterwards.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know, and you guys, I'm just drained, not emotionally, but like my body is drained from
Yeah.
drinking.
Yeah.
basically.
And it's kind of like, it's like after you are around people that kind of drain your energy in that way, it's kind of like, okay, I don't have to see you again for like 2 weeks.
right.
I need to like socially recharge for sure.
Yes.
So speaking of that, I already know Antonio's answer on this, but Greg, how much would you say you go out currently these days? Like,
Oh, I thought you were gonna ask how much I spent last night. I was like, that's actually way more personal than my doctor's results.
have you checked your bank statement?
I'm putting it off till Sunday. That's a Sunday thing. Actually, it's a Monday thing. What was the question?
how often these days do you go out?
Not as much, and really, I think that like COVID slowed me down in that sense, and I'm not grateful for COVID, obviously, but I'm grateful for that kind of like, oh, I don't need to go out every single night mentality. Now I would say it's probably like I've just been traveling a lot or had family here, you know, so that's why when I do go out with buddies, like I'm like, okay, let's do it big. Who's coming? Like inviting everybody, like trying to make a bigger party possible. But I would say probably like twice a month. But
Okay.
I make it count.
I would say for me, speaking of your point, during COVID, of course, I'm grateful for that time because we were forced to stay home, and we couldn't go out because everything was shut down. But I would say my going out probably went up after COVID, and I think my reasoning for it is probably my current relationship. My boyfriend right now, he's very social. His friends are very social. They're very fun. They like to go out and do stuff and have a good time. So this is my first time really dating someone that is as social, has a high social energy than myself. So that has caused me to get out more. And in a sense, I'm happy for it because I've been able to see my friends more and meet new people and that I know now, and I'm grateful for it. But sometimes, you know, I am kind of drained. As far as how much I would say we go out, probably like once or twice every other week, I would say. And it may not be to like a bar or something, but just going out doing something because we both work from home, so it's nice to get out sometimes just to like a different scenery. So just to let loose and have a good time. So I would say once or twice for every other week or so.
Yeah, y'all are a fun couple. He's a vibe for sure, and I think y'all bring out the best in each other. And I've always wondered what it would be like to date somebody that was actually like maybe more social than me. I think I probably tend to date people that are kind of less social than me, and I think that goes to my like homebody energy. Like that's kind of what I seek out. But I think it would be fun to have somebody that was kind of your peer, like social peer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Antonio, you dated somebody that was pretty social for a moment. How was that? You know,
It was draining. So okay, yeah, my my most recent. When I say recent, it was like it's been way over a year now. It was actually exhausting for me because it was like every Sunday, same bar, same people, same feel, same vibe, and that's never been who I am. So it was interesting. It did push me to meet more people and be more social, which I do enjoy to a certain extent, but it was draining. And it actually got to a point in that relationship where I stopped going every Sunday and I would go to the park and lay in my hammock, or I would go like kayak or just ride my bike because I'm a very outdoorsy guy. So
kayak.
yeah, you can kayak at White Rock Lake.
For real?
Or paddle. Is it paddleboarding or kayak?
So you like rent it for like a couple hours?
Yeah, that's pretty cheap. Like 20,
Okay.
like $15. Oh, yeah, segue. Anyway, no, yeah, I got exhausted doing the same thing. Like, cause I hated being day drunk on a Sunday or going home Sunday night drunk and every Sunday. So yeah, it was exhausting, but, going out now for me in my current state, I may like go have dinner and have a drink with someone here or there. It's not in the last couple of weeks. But actually, when I was at work training for a couple of weeks, we went out every night. Like, not like to a bar just to drink and get drunk, but dinner, a couple drinks, and then go back to the hotel to sleep. But I really haven't been out in... I honestly don't remember the last time I've been out, so that's been the biggest adjustment for me now. I will say I do look forward to getting back to it at some point. Like, just occasionally here and there. Like, if you guys go out on a Friday night or whatever, if my schedule's not crazy busy, I'll go out for a couple drinks. But the biggest thing for me now is as long as I set, like, some type of limitation, like, hey, I'm going to go out, but I got a cutoff time at 11 or whatever, I think I could enjoy the experience better than just going out and then the 2 a.m. thing, shut down a bar. I can't do that anymore. So that's...
Well, no, I agree with what you're saying. I really struggle with actually sticking to that 11 p.m. cutoff time. Like, that's something that I struggle with, is like getting there, feeling the vibes, and doing one more drink. One more drink is actually Antonio's catchphase.
That was.
It was.
It is.
I've gotten better about that. Wow.
You really have.
Well, you just haven't gone out at all. That's why
Yeah,
you're
actually,
better at it.
I've not been in the position to have one more drink. So, yeah.
It just to give a little backstory on that a little bit. Like, we would go out with Antonio, and he would like have a couple of drinks, and then he'll get to a point where he'll be like, okay, guys, this is my last drink. Okay, this is my last drink.
But then he'll list all the stuff he has to do tomorrow. He's like,
Right.
this is my last drink because I got to wake up at 6. I got to go do a shoot. I got to do that. I got to work out. And you're just like, wow.
And then we'll turn around and he'll have a different drink and be like, okay, so is this one is your last one?
And he's like, this is my last drink because I wake up at 7 a.m. I got to do a shoot. Like, it just gets later and later progressively.
Because somebody bought me a drink, and I'm like, well, I can't turn it down because it was nice of them. And I'm like, well, it's just one more, and then it'd be 3 more.
It just became this running joke that we have with him.
Yeah, it was a real thing, too.
Oh, yeah. We almost named the podcast One More Drink.
I was really
almost
voting
said
for
it.
that, so I'm glad we did.
What are you guys' feelings on going out during the week?
No, hell no. It's a school no.
It's just
no.
like an absolute no for y'all.
It's an absolute no.
I'm 35 years old.
Yeah, I'll get dinner and drinks, but like for me, I'd rather have like 5 drinks than 2. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have no drinks than like 2 drinks. I'm like, what is 2 drinks gonna do?
You want to make it count, Greg. You just
That's what I'm
if you're gonna
saying.
drink-
Yeah.
I respect that.
I space it out, but during the week, hell to the no. I mean, unless it's dinner and a drink or it's a concert, it's like an activity, you know. But like, you're not gonna find me at any bar except for the View.
I would say, like, for me, if you would have asked me this question 2 years ago, I would have said the same thing. Absolutely not. But when me and Memphis started dating, he used to go to this bar called OT Premise. Is that what it's
Tavern?
called?
On
OT
Premise.
Tavern.
Oh,
I'm
OT
sorry.
Tavern.
Yeah,
You're
OT
mixing up
Tavern.
the
My bad. That's closed now, but they used to have a R&B Mondays, and him and his friends used to love going to R&B Mondays. They became really cool with the bartender, and it was just always a good time. So I would go with them a couple of times when they would go to that, because I love R&B music. And you know, what's better than to, after a long, hard Monday, just having a cocktail or so and listen to some good music. So that was always fun. I used to be really against going out during the week, but going to little events and stuff like that was kind of fun in a sense.
Yeah, also working from home. I
Yeah.
mean, that makes it a little bit easier.
100%. Working from home makes it a lot better, because it's like, if I have one too many, you know, yes, I have to get up and go to work, but I can sleep a little later. I
And
don't have to
yeah.
jump up and jump in the shower, get in my car, have to worry about driving, being around people all day.
Your coworkers can't smell your alcohol. in
Yeah,
your
my
breath.
coworkers can't smell my alcohol in my breath or anything. So
Oozing out of your pores.
yeah, I'm more open to it these days. You guys should try it out. I think I invited you guys to come,
And I think
a
I was
couple
like,
times.
You know what?
thank you for the invite, but I'm got this Netflix show to watch. I'm watching Love is Blind.
No, I remember you and Reggie called me one time. It was like a random like Tuesday. It was like, hey, we're at, and I'm like, no. It was like
It was like a Thursday or something. I can't remember.
It was like 9:00.
It was a specific reason, because I think it was like a holiday the next day or something.
For y'all.
So I knew we were going to be off work, and I was like, "Oh, Antonio lives down the road. Let me call him and see if he wants to just come out for a little bit." And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely not." I was
That's
like,
so
"Okay."
funny. Yeah, Memphis is a party starter. Like,
Yeah, he
he'll
is.
text you like, "What's the move?" on a Tuesday at like 9 p.m. and you're like,
Don't do that.
Dad,
Don't,
not
don't
bad.
do
The move
that,
is
guys.
the move is from the couch to the
We are
bed.
not going to put that narrative out here. I'm gonna defend my man. Okay.
It's happening.
So, what are you guys' thoughts on going out these days versus how it was when you were in your 20s? Does your body feel a lot different?
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
hangovers.
The recovery.
I've always had bad hangovers, but they're definitely like longer bounce back, I would say, and that's why I don't like partying on Sundays because that alcohol downer is real on a Monday, and also sometimes you don't even drink on Sundays. Maybe you drink on Saturday, but you went too hard. And you still have like a 2-day hangover, like that ain't it.
It's not it.
I like going out. I don't think I really went out much during my 20s. Like in college,
You did?
I was in a fraternity. We were broke, so a lot of us we drank at the house, and a bunch of guys we were drinking beer, some cheap vodka or
Keystone.
cheap whiskey or
Plastic bottle.
PBRs. Like it was just that type of vibe. We had a lot of house parties in college. So, because we had a frat house, so that's where all of my drinking and stuff usually started. We didn't go out to clubs. We didn't go out to bars. When I moved to Dallas, my first year I was dating someone who didn't go out. So I never even went out to any of the bars, especially any gay bars here. I didn't do that until we broke up, and then I had to make friends. I'm in a new city. I don't know anybody. So my first time, like, going to the strip, I was like, this is amazing. Like, I grew up in a small town. Like, we don't have any gay bars in the city that I'm from. And coming to a place like Dallas where it's a whole strip full of bars, like, I was out and drinking and having a good time, and I was able to bounce back the next day.
Okay, so first gay, we'll go around and say our first gay club experience because I do agree it was very like Wizard of Oz when it goes from black and white to like color, and you're like, wow. So
Yes.
what was your first bar? It was on the strip. What bar?
It wasn't my first gay bar was actually in Memphis. I was living there, and it was a guy I had met, and we had been chatting for months and became really good friends. And he was like, "Let me take you to your first gay bar, the one of the two here in Memphis." And I was like, "Okay." It was a leather bar called the Pumping Station.
Wow.
I don't know if that bar is still open. I hope it is, but that was my first experience. I went in, a bunch of shirtless men in leather, but there were a lot of people and women there with like clothes on. It wasn't like everybody was naked.
That's also, but that's pretty intimidating for your first bar to be like
Yeah.
a leather bar, right?
Yeah, it was pretty intimidating, but everybody was nice. I had nobody groped me or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first experience. I had a great time.
Wow. I'm just thinking about names of gay bars. Our gay bars names are always so aggressive.
It's like new. Oh yeah, the RuPaul Drag Race finale. They were showing like the gay bars all over the world, right? Mr. Mister was the one in Dallas.
Mr. was one, yeah.
Yeah, but some of the other ones that I saw, one in Tennessee was like New Beginnings or like
It's like a church.
Connections.
Right.
Yeah, it could either be like a non-denominational like New
Beginnings
Christian
Baptist,
church or a
yeah.
gay bar. That'd be a fun game to play.
Crossroads.
Yeah, that was my youth group.
I actually don't remember my first gay bar. So I'm from Atlanta, and I think, you know what, probably the first gay bar, there was a bar in Atlanta called Burkhart's. Burkhart's was really actually a very fun experience, and that's the first time I saw a drag queen, and the shows in Atlanta were so much better, but I don't remember who I went with. It was friends. So, quick side story. The first time I saw a gay bar, when I was probably 18, I broke my hand. I was on workers' comp for like 3 months. And at this time, I had done nothing with anybody. I didn't know anything. So I'm just Googling gay on the internet, right? And, you know, you're gay in Atlanta. The first thing that came up was gay bars. So this little story I tell some people is that my first experience seeing gay people in real time was I would take my dad's 89 Camry. I would go drive into Atlanta. 89, I was pushing that thing. I
You
would take
can
my
always count on a Camry.
No, that thing got 250,000 miles. Side note.
Crazy.
I remember just driving to the gay bars. I couldn't get in because I wasn't 21. And I would just sit in my car and just look at people because at that point in life, I had not seen gay people in real life like that. I knew
Wow.
were gay.
Okay.
That was my opening. Now, of course, I didn't go to gay bars 2 years later, but eventually I segued into getting on apps, or they weren't apps back then; they were just websites. Meeting
Right.
people, you find gay friends, and then I would start to go out to gay bars in Atlanta with the people I met. But yeah, Burkhart's in Atlanta, which is no longer closed because the owner got drunk one night and posted some racist stuff on Facebook like a couple years ago, and they shut down the bar.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're gonna
If you're gonna go out, go
go
out.
out.
Right.
He went out.
Wait, I was gonna say something about what were we talking about? The gay bar, your first experience. Oh, how'd you break your hand?
that's where your mind went. That
Well,
whole story, and that's where your mind
Oh,
went.
it's quick. Have you noticed the scar on my hand? Which we don't have video yet, so you can't see it. But I have the scar on my hand. Literally, when I graduated high school, I was 18. I was working at my dad's company, and he built window frames for like skyscrapers, and literally a steel beam like fell on my hand. And,
Wow.
like, this bone, my middle finger bone, just snapped.
No.
So I'm 18. I'm on workers' comp for like 4 months. I have no bills because I'm 18, and I'm getting paid. And I'm like, well, this gay thing's still a thing. Let me figure this out. And I had 4 months, so that's when I got all the free time in the world. And I
Yeah.
sat outside the gay bars.
And you're left-handed, right?
No,
Oh, okay. Because my theory was like, your hand was injured and you couldn't like jack off anymore, so
Oh,
you.
that'd be awful.
it was way
Started-
before that.
oh,
No,
okay.
it was way before that.
So that's what like caused you to start going to gay bars. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're
no,
like,
no, no.
I gotta let somebody else take care of this. My hand's injured.
No, I can do both. I'm ambidextrous.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta switch it up a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna grow up gay, I guess Atlanta is one of the cities to do it.
I don't know about that. Well, okay, you know what is cool about it? It's cool being in a city where it's so accepted, where you can just literally drive from the suburbs where we lived at and drive in town and like have that experience. But I can also look at it the opposite way of, this is a whole other topic that I'm going to skim on a little bit, but when you're gay, you don't have any guidance, right? You're just like, you're gay. You're just thinking, I like men, but you don't know anything about anything. And to go to gay bars as your first experience, to go to a bar as your first experience, isn't quite the best way to introduce you to that world. Because there's more to it than just
That's
going to
true.
bars, right?
Yes, for sure.
So I'm not saying it's a bad thing growing up in Atlanta, because it is nice to be able to have a community you can confide in and people you can meet and whatnot. But you just think about it as your first experience is this town that's full of people that are ready to fuck and just go at it, and you're just 18. And I'll say this: I did some things early on in my gay life that I look back and I'm like, wow, if I had known, I would have done that. So it can be good and bad. I'll say that. There's two sides to that.
Yeah, you can grow up too fast. I mean, on my end, like, you know, Abilene, Texas is not a hotbed of LGBT rights.
I can relate.
And so I went to college in, you know, UT, Austin, Texas, which is party city, right? Keep Austin weird, live music capital of the world. So my first experiences with gay bars was peeling away from my group of straight people and like just kind of disappearing. And then they knew at a certain point. I
did
told
that
them.
too, yeah.
And then I would just go there and I would be the nervousness is real. Like walking in, I don't know what you think is gonna happen. People are just gonna be grabbing at you,
Yeah.
ripping off.
But they're
your
gonna be like,
clothes.
"You're gay."
Yeah.
You can see that person.
Because that's
Or
what
even-
you see on TV.
Yeah.
You know?
And then, you know, meanwhile, they don't even like notice you at all.
No.
Yeah.
But then, so I would start going to Rain on 4th Street, and I was in love with the bouncer, right? But I would just get like sloshed beyond like comprehension, and yeah, like with the alcohol on my shirt, it was a bad look, but it was just like this fusion of me like trying to figure out who I am,
Yeah.
and like kind of struggling with that, and like drinking to, I guess,
Black out.
medicate. Yeah, blackout, be obliterated.
Yeah.
But you're finding some joy in it because you're finally, for the first time, you're like this young adult, and for the first time, you're finding people that are like you. But outside of bars, you don't really know what else, where you would see these people at. So that's the interesting part about it. So you kind of do indulge in. I did the same thing. Like when I was in my 20s, I discovered Long Island iced teas.
Mm-hmm.
Is that everybody's
That's
first
dangerous.
gay
Is that
drink?
Is that really?
Because that was my first gay drink. It was
That-
a Long Island
Yeah.
iced tea.
And I'm like, oh, this is amazing. It's so sweet. But the
I was like,
problem
I
is-
normally hate tea, but I really like this drink. Come to find out, that's not a damn ounce
no
of tea
tea
in
in
it.
it. It's just too much liquor in one cup. And what would always happen is, this is what happens to me still to this day, which is why I'm very careful how I drink. 1, 2, 3, 4 drinks, I'm feeling good. But the problem is when drunk hits, it just hits. There's no like gradual like, ooh, he's a little loose. It's just like I'm like good, and then what the fuck happened? So that was me in my 20s. Like there was a photo on Facebook. It used to be on Facebook because I deleted my original Facebook of me passed out at 21 years old at someone's party the day before I started a new job because I blacked out and people drew on my face and
They
were
did that to
sitting-
me in college. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's humiliating.
Like, I think our experiences are somewhat similar.
Yeah.
Minus the jail stuff, but
Yeah.
I lived in a frat house, and I not once had any situations where people drew on my face.
you didn't do it right.
Right. Y'all weren't like,
You gotta have like at least one.
and it
time.
sounded kind of tame. Like y'all
I
weren't
know.
doing like hazing
No, my frat
or...
brothers are very alcoholic.
I think it was
don't,
you.
don't
Okay,
get
okay.
don't get the point. They passed out. But I guess we just had respect for each other, not to draw on each other.
Wait, were they black?
Yes.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a difference between black and white fraternity.
So I know a lot of the conversation has been focused on gay bars and the gay scene. And do you guys like to go to like heterosexual places that aren't listed as a gay bar? Do you like going to other bars?
You know what I enjoy? So I enjoy going to a bar, sitting down. That's a whole other topic. Sitting down and just watching like a game or just having a drink, because that's the one thing about gay bars. There's no seating. You go, you stand, you talk. It does force you to be more social, but sometimes I like the bar atmosphere. Like I've gone to bars and had dinner by myself and sat and had a drink or two, maybe max or whatever. But which I guess are most straight bars. But I don't go to like clubs per se. Like I wouldn't go to a straight club.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Right. If I'm gonna spend my hard-earned money like at overpriced drink, then maybe a door like cover. I'll definitely want to go to a gay bar. But
Yeah, I don't pay cover charges anywhere.
yeah, but like similarly, like it is nice to like go to a place that's not like, or it's not a bunch of people that are just
You're not getting eye raped.
you're not
Right.
getting eye raped, and it's just kind of like low pressure, like low impact, more chill. I would say it's more relaxing. But if given the choice, I'm probably going to choose a gay bar over a straight bar anytime, just because it's
Same,
like these are my
honestly.
people, and if I'm gonna again be spending my hard-earned cash, I want the chance of love. You know.
And I feel like it's more comfortable sometimes being around people that are, I guess, suggest are just like you.
Yeah.
You know, in straight environments, sometimes it's just kind of like, oh my gosh, I hate heterosexual men. Like, they just do the most sometimes, but so do gay people sometimes.
Oh, they are just mirror images of each other.
And it's just, I guess because we can relate on a different level, you know, it can be more comfortable sometimes. I will say, Antonio mentioned going to a bar and just sitting there and watching the game or just having a drink by himself. I have never done that.
What?
Really?
I have
love
never
that.
gone to a restaurant. I had this conversation with one of my friends last year about going to a restaurant and just sitting down by yourself at the bar, having a drink or eating by yourself.
You've never traveled for work, have you?
Yeah.
You have to do that sometimes.
No,
Right.
I've never done that. Like, I don't know. I think it's awkward.
No,
I mean,
it's-
it is. I
kinda-
mean,
Like,
it's-
I'm lonely and everybody here is going to look
Look
at
at
me
me.
and be like,
Yeah. No,
he's
for
by
sure.
himself. He doesn't have any friends.
It's actually really relaxing and
It
nice.
is.
Like
Sometimes
it's chill.
just- yeah. Like imagine you're on a work trip, you're stressed out, whatever, and sometimes it's like, I'm just gonna go have a dinner. I'm gonna sit here and just because I can zone out.
You be on your phone the whole time.
Yes, mostly.
Yeah. I
can
can
just-
see myself doing that. But
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't,
Wow.
it's like, maybe I'll try it.
Have you ever been to the movie by yourself?
Yes, I have been to the movies by myself.
Okay.
That's different. Because it's dark. We're all have a goal of watching the movie. At a bar, or a restaurant, you usually go with other people. You're engaging in conversation. But it's kind of awkward being that person sitting at the bar by itself. Like, eating.
I love sitting at the bar by myself, just eating, and I love it.
Yeah, I've
Interesting.
never done it. I may have to try it one day.
Well, if you got
try
a
it.
partner, it'd be weird if you did it now, but
It's relaxing. Yeah, there's a restaurant like around the corner, and I've gone multiple times just by myself, and it is kind of awkward, but especially the waitress, you have to like talk to her all by yourself, you know?
And she keeps checking on you. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I just want
She's
to
like,
check
"Are
on
you sure no one else is coming to sit with you?" And you're like, "No, I'm alone, and I'm not on a work travel trip. This is my life."
I think it doesn't bother me because I don't understand what loneliness is, and maybe sounds kind of dark, but I've never felt lonely.
Okay, Batman.
I don't think it's dark. I think it's confusing. You don't know what loneliness is. You've never had a moment to where you just felt alone. I'm confused.
I mean, I
Wow.
think when you reach out to someone that you're potentially like not even interested in sexually, like that's a sign of not loneliness, but like needing a connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me clarify. Like, I'm not saying like I can just go a month without seeing another human. It's just I can get laser focused on things, and if I didn't see a person for a week, I'd be fine. But I do need connection, and I have it. It's always there as an option. Maybe that's it. Because I know I have the option to connect with friends or anybody, acquaintances. To me, loneliness is like you don't have anybody that you could reach out to. So the fact that I know that there are people that I can reach out to, that's why I don't experience loneliness.
I
Because
get
there's
it.
always somebody I can.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to have too.
Yeah.
You guys, is there an age limit on when you should stop going out?
No.
What are they, 35? Yeah, 36 probably.
Wow. So
No, I don't know.
Damn, dude.
It's just like
I was about to say. So you guys,
So we got to turn up in the next 4 months.
Right.
I mean, we got a good mix of friends, like age-wise, but
That's
I
true.
feel like the ones that want to go out tend to be on the 32-ish side, which is that like your age?
Yeah, that's me. It's,
But I'm just saying,
Call
like
me out.
me being like 3 years older and having my tones at home and my Ireland and what are we calling Ireland's boo?
We never gave him a name.
Well, let's give him a name right now. Dallas. He would just be Dallas, right?
yeah.
Sure. For now.
For
Okay,
now,
okay.
yeah.
We'll workshop that, Dallas. With like your trusted like fellow over the age of 35 people, you're kind of like, oh, they're all gone, and now I'm here with the 32-year-olds, which is, I mean, I'm probably like a young soul in the sense that like I vibe very well with people that are younger than me, but it's just a different mindset when the people are like, where have you been? You never come out anymore.
that.
Or
I hate
you
that
go
question.
home, you go home early, and they're like, oh, you're so lame. Like the guilt that comes with that.
What guilt?
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's real.
tired.
I don't know. I would like to say that, when I turn 40, I'm going to stop going to the bars. But I don't really know if it exists in the gay community. Like, we literally go to bars and see older men everywhere.
Yeah, it's that delayed adolescence, right? Like we didn't have our 20s, so now we're like always like Peter Pan, never grow up.
And it's kind of like, man, do I want to be the 50-year-old man in the bar
No,
with all these people? Like,
absolutely not. No.
you don't want to be that person, but you don't want to put an age limit and tell somebody that they're too old, because that's not a thing. It's never too old to like come out and have a good time. But it comes to a point to where you do see those people all the time there, and it's like I don't want that to be my future.
Yeah, I don't think there's a specific number you can put on it. I think it's just about where someone's at in life. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is, that literally was the person I dated last, had a relationship with, that was in a certain age bracket that always wanted to go out every Sunday to the same bar. Granted, that bar did cater to like a wider range of people. So people that age could go out and not feel like, oh, there's children here. But yeah, there's no age limit to any of that. I think it just depends where you're at in life. Now, granted, if you're like in your 70s, it's kind of weird. And I've seen guys in their 70s out at bars, and it's like, you just look a little weird, but, you know, I don't put an age limit on anything. Well, certain things you have to put age limits on, but it's all about perspective, where you're at in life and what you find acceptable. I mean, I can see myself going out at my 40s, not like every weekend, every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday, but I can see myself still maybe going out here and there with friends to be social, you know, celebrate something here and there. You know, that's kind of an overall thing of how I feel about age.
Well, before we end things off, what is your drink of choice? Your signature drink when you go out? I'm curious. I think I know the answer for
Okay, guess.
What do you think our drinks are? Actually, that's curious.
I know what Tones is,
For Greg is a vodka soda.
but not well, baby.
Not well.
I mean, I always have a specific vodka that I drink.
Tito's.
Tito's and soda.
Tito's and soda.
With lime. Okay, that's good. Tones is Ruby Red with soda.
Here's the thing.
Ruby Red Deep Eddy.
I'm not
Oh,
consistent.
I've never had that before.
It's
That sounds
good.
good.
It's pretty
Fire.
good.
He turned me onto it.
But here's the thing. I'm not consistent. My drinking choice changes every year. I'm not kidding.
What is it this year?
I don't know because I've not had a Ruby Red in like a month and a half.
They're so good.
They are good.
I can
So
confirm.
that is my most recent thing I've been drinking. But that started last year. So right now I don't know what I'm on.
For me, if I'm at a restaurant and there's a menu of drinks, Dominique is gonna order a Moscow Mule. It's gonna happen.
Interesting.
I love Moscow Mules. I love ginger beer.
I do too.
It's
I love
so
them.
good.
Have I ever seen you drink one?
Ooh.
Yeah,
They're
for
so
sure.
easy to make too.
They are
I mean,
easy.
I made them with my.
Yeah, they're
That's
really,
sweet.
really easy to make. But if I'm at a bar or something, my go-to these days is Deep Eddy's Lemon and Red Bull.
Oh wow. Okay. So you got the alcohol, but also the caffeine.
Yeah,
Got to keep up.
You're trying to get lit.
I'm getting older, guys. You know, I need a little extra pep in my step.
Got to keep up.
Do you have trouble sleeping?
No. So,
On that note,
not at all. Well, thank you guys for listening to another episode of Let Me Finish. Before we end things off, I just want to put our email address out there. Our email is letmefinish03@gmail.com. We want our listeners to email us or send us questions on Twitter or email. Just reach out to us. Let us know if you have a question you want us to answer at the end of each podcast. We'll select a question and let us know if you want your name to be on it. We may say your name. Yeah, just send us a question. You may hear your question at the end of the episode.
send
So,
us question, topic ideas, compliments, nudes. We're cool with nudes.
anything. Feel free to reach out to us there. Once again, the email is letmefinish03@gmail.com and our Twitter is LMFpod03. Thanks everyone for listening. See you next time.
Bye.
See you next week.